Hey folks, it's Chef Shane here, and today we are going to make some turkey meatballs. Now, a lot of people don't seem to understand this, but meatballs, rissoles, burgers, they're the same bloody thing. Let's not be smart-assed about it. They're the same bloody thing. They're just mince with herbs and spices and flavouring in it, and they're formed into different shapes. And you can, if you know how to do the basics of that, you can basically, you've got an almost infinite range of food you can cook. It's also cheap. Mince is cheap. Even if your local supermarket's restricting you to 1 or 2 packets of mince only because there's some dickheads out there buying everything out that they possibly can get their hands on because they're trying to fill their World War II nuclear bunker with, I don't fucking know, all the mince in the world in some kind of chest freezer, which they'll never get to eat anyway because they're stupid. Anyway, I've got distracted. I'll start again. Hey, Chef Shane here. Meatballs, burgers, rissoles, they're the same bloody thing. If you know how the basics work of that, you can make an infinite range of dishes. So today we're going to do turkey meatballs. Remember, it's the exact same principle for a beef meatball or a chicken meatball or a pork meatball or a lamb meatball or a burger or rissoles, like I just said. They're really, really simple. It's just different shapes of the same stuff. And it's just mince with some flavourings. And then you either bulk it out or you don't. It's as simple as that. So what we're going to do today, turkey meatballs. So I've got about 1 kilo of turkey there. We're going to put in some pepper. I like it peppery. Just ask Lady Boom Boom. She's always telling me. Nice big pinch of salt. Don't worry, I'll wash my hands before I press record. Nice bit of paprika. Garlic powder. And Italian herbs. When I'm doing meatballs, I usually prefer dried herbs rather than fresh. And then I'll use fresh herbs in the sauce. Why? I don't know. Just do, man. What are you asking for? And we're going to put 2 eggs in there to bind it. By which that'll mean it'll hold together a bit better when it cooks. You could also put breadcrumbs in it if you wanted to stretch it a bit further. And breadcrumbs will also help make it a bit of a rounder ball and make it a bit firm. I'm just trying to lower the calories and the carbs and everything like that and try to be a bit healthier and lose a little bit of weight in the face of the COVID maelstrom. So I'm going to avoid that right now. But I'll put the eggs in and then we'll mix it all up. We'll make some balls out of it and then we'll work out what to do with it next. Look at those yummy ingredients. We're going to make a tomato Napolitana sauce to go with the turkey meatballs. Remember the olden days when we made those turkey meatballs? They were good times. So long ago. They're in the fridge, just hanging out, playing Nintendo or something, because that's what they do. So what we're going to do is really simple sauce. You could just go to the shop and buy a jar of this brand or that brand pasta sauce. But honestly, anything you buy off the shelf at the supermarket is going to have preservatives added, it's going to have sugar added, it's going to have all these things that you don't really need. It's going to be better for you to have it at home, homemade, full of fresh veggies and stuff. So really simple stuff anyway. I mean, there's no excuse to be freaking out with this sort of thing. So got a chopped red onion, or about half a red onion actually, to be fair. Got some garlic and a little bit of olive oil. You can use coconut oil, you can use, I don't know, whatever oil you want, man. That's up to you. What you do is up to you. You are the master and mistresses of your destiny. So use whatever oil you want, really. We're just going to saute the onions and garlic off a bit, and then we are going to add a splash of red wine, because red wine makes everything better. And we are going to add some seasoning and the tomatoes out of a tin, because once again, let's do it simple. You can make it from scratch with real tomatoes. Buy a few kilos of tomatoes, dice them up, throw them in, blitz them up, easy peasy. We're actually going to blitz this recipe up, which is why I've got all these lovely herbs fresh from the garden. We've got basil in there, we've got thyme, we've got marjoram and oregano and some parsley. It's going to be great. Some of the stalks were a little woody, So I don't want to have to try to puree them up. I don't want big chunks of wood in there, so I'll rip them off the stems. The rest of them can all just go in whole. I've got all these veggies, a whole lot of stuff that was left over in the crisper. I don't want them to go off. So got some carrots and some, what do you call that stuff? Zucchini and some capsicum. And some cabbage leaves in there as well. I think that was all. Was that all? Was that all? Yeah, that was all. So I'm going to throw all that in. We're going to cook it all up in the sauce. Nice and slow, because there's no rush. And then we'll blitz it all up, and it'll be ace. I know, because I told me so. Check back in a little bit later. Hello again, and here we are. We were at the next stage of our Napolitana sauce. This overhead fan sounds like a jet taking off, so I'm going to turn that off for a little bit, and hopefully we won't gas the place and set the smoke alarms off. So we've sweated the onion and the garlic off. What's next, Shane? They all ask. Wine! Yummy. Okay, so we're going to have that in there. We'll just blitz that for a minute. Oh, hey! I didn't realise. I got a little friend here. I picked some flowers from the garden just to make the bench look a little bit prettier because it's a bit shabby in this old house. And we got a little blow-in who's come to learn how to cook, which is really good. I shouldn't touch my face. Sorry, I'll wipe my hands in a moment. So we've got a little bit of sugar. Now the reason we're using a bit of sugar, I do say don't add much sugar, but we do need a little bit just because tinned tomatoes are quite acidic. Just need about a tablespoon of sugar just to take that sharpness out of things. That's all. So, got some black pepper, some sea salt. I always cook with sea salt rather than table salt. It's infinitely nicer. It also is a bit milder, so you don't, you need more than the table salt. Bit of paprika, and all of these yummy herbs and veggies are going to go in. Now, obviously, that's not enough sauce for that amount of veg. So I'm going to put some water in as well. And then as that cooks, that will all just absorb, evaporate, blah, 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 the whole thing. Now, I know people who will add Worcestershire sauce to a sauce like this, bolognese or a Napolitana. But we try to keep things gluten-free. My wife's a little bit gluten intolerant. So you can get gluten-free Worcestershire sauce. But we're not going to use that today. I am going to use a little bit of caramelized balsamic vinegar. I'm not a huge fan of balsamic vinegar. I don't like ooh, balsamic vinegar like some chefs do. But I'll use a little bit of it because it just adds a bit of a richness and a flavour to it all. So we'll put a little drizzle of that in, put a bit of water in, and turn the heat right down because it's already bubbling away, and we'll simmer that for about 3/4 an hour or so and get all those lovely flavours. Then I'm going to blitz it all up. Puree. Chef word for puree, blitz. I don't know if you know that. I know that. You might not know that. I don't know what you know. Dude, stop hassling me. Okay, and then, you know, we'll do stuff. We'll check seasoning and things later. Have fun. So now comes the time when we put it all together. We've got the tomato sauce, the Napolitana sauce. It's called marinara in America. I don't know why, because marinara specifically refers to from the sea. Marinara sauce everywhere in the world, including Italy, where the word originated, is a seafood tomatoey sauce. America, you're so weird. Anyway, so that's heating up. We've got a big tub of it for later on. And I'm just going to do some mushrooms in butter. Then I'm going to wilt some spinach in that. And then going to put it with, this is our lovely air fryer. These are our lovely meatballs. You see, they're coming up lovely. If you don't have an air fryer, whack them on a tray in the oven, whack them in a fry pan and toss them around a fair bit. Put them on a grill and squish them and make them sort of flat rissoles shapes, as I told you earlier. Mince, mix, burgers, meatballs, rissoles, it's all the same bloody thing. So just put it all together and make it amazing. That's what it's about. See, my recipes aren't all exactly 1 teaspoon of that and 1 pinch of that. A lot of it is personal taste. A lot of it is whatever you want to do and whatever you have in the fridge. So anyway, this is all just going to finish off, and then we'll show you a picture of how it looks. And there you have it. Turkey meatballs with Napolitana sauce and wilted spinach and mushrooms. And it looks and tastes fantastic. So there you go. Simple meal number one. There will be more.